सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Now we come to the last four mantras of the Upanishad, which we can classify as Bhakti Yoga. So Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. In the sense that these four mantras are in the form of prayer. The way it is presented here in the Upanishad, these mantras are the prayer of a dying person. And who is the dying person? The one that was talked about in the earlier mantras, who has performed the upasana, karma and upasana. Samuchaya we talk about vidyam cha avidyam cha yastad veda ubhayam saha. Vidya upasana, avidya, karma, the one who has done them in his life. Sambhutim cha vinasham cha, also the upasana of sambhuti, asambhuti. Or you can say that all the upasanas are done, meditations are done, and we require alambana, a prop for purpose of meditation. So if you remember earlier we talked about meditation or Hiranyagarbha. Now sun, S-U-N, sun is looked at as the very symbol, the one who symbolizes Hiranyagarbha. Let's understand what Hiranyagarbha is. The process of creation, the model for the process of creation is similar to the model or the experience that we have every day. From deep sleep to a dream to waking. In deep sleep, what we have is avyakta, unmanifest, the causal body. In dream, what we have is the subtle body. When we wake up, then there is identification of the gross body. So this is how every day we experience. And one model of creation is to describe creation, the sequence of creation in this manner. That just as the individual deep sleep, the cosmic deep sleep will be called pralaya, which is when there is predominance of avyakta, unmanifest, maya, ajnanam. The consciousness identified with that state is called Ishvara. Then, for creation he wants to wake up. First is the half-awake state which we call dream state. And as you know, in the dream state, it is a subtle body that is functioning. Deep sleep state, the causal body. Dream state, the subtle body. Subtle body means our mind primarily, which is what projects the dream world, experiences the dream world. And dream world is the nature of thoughts which are shining. Therefore, the dreamer is called Tejasa at the individual level, called Hiranyagarbha at the cosmic level. So, cosmic creator is Ishvara. The cosmic half-awake state is Hiranyagarbha. And then he wakes up to what we call Virat, Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha, Virat, a sleeper, cosmic dreamer, cosmic waker. So this Hiranyagarbha, the shining one, is the karma phaladata, is the one who dispenses the results of our actions. And he is the first evident devata. Ishvara, unmanifest, is not evident to us. The first evidence of Bhagavan is sun. On the earth he is fire. Called Pratyaksha Devata, the evident Devata. Therefore, in the Vedic culture, it is prevalent to worship fire in daily rituals, worship Surya through Gayatri Mantra, other upasanas. Many upasanas, meditations are there, wherein the sun is worshipped in various ways. So in that meditation on Sambhuti, Asambhuti, etc., it is Hiranyagarbha and the sun who symbolizes Hiranyagarbha. And here is a prayer of a upasaka or bhakta who has worshipped Ishvara for the whole of his life, who has performed the karma in service to Ishvara, performed meditation as worship to Ishvara. So imagine an ideal bhakta. So when he departs from here, he performs a prayer to his Ishta Devata, Hiranyagarbha, Surya, Aditya. Now he finds that the sun is shining bright, effulgent, great splendor, and the sun, a midday sun, is so bright you can't look at it. So also as though this upasaka, the bhakta says, "Oh Lord, you are so bright that I can't see you." He wants to see his Ishta Devata at the time of departure of his body. And I cannot see you because you are covered. So please remove the covering so I can see you. And so the 15th mantra is supposedly the prayer of this dying person who is bhakta, but also tells us what should be our prayer. And not only should it be the prayer at the time of death, the prayer can happen at the time of death only if we have performed prayer throughout the life. It is not possible that all of a sudden I say Narayana, Narayana, and therefore we hope, but it doesn't work like that. Antakale Chamameva, Lord Krishna says, one who remembers me at the time of death, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tijatyante kalevaram. With whatever bhava one departs from kalevaram, this body, that is what one attains. So, ya ante matihi sa gatihi. What is my mati, bhava, the thought in the mind at the time of death, is what I become. That's a destination. This is what is said in our scriptures. Meaning that Vedic scriptures have done a lot of thought about death also and life after death. Here, what should be, how the death should be so that we get what it is that we are seeking in our life. So, in 15th mantra, this bhakta, the devotee, is praying to the Lord. So let us read that mantra. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam pushanna pavrunu satya dharmaya drushtaye. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya mukham apihitam. Apihitam, hidden. Mukham, the face. Satyasya, of the truth. Satyasya mukham apihitam. The face of Satya or truth. Here Satya stands for Ishvara. Whom? So, O Lord, now your face is hidden. Hiranmayena patrena. So patra is used here. So the word patra is derived from the root pa. Pibyate anedi patram, that from which you drink with something is called patram. Or pati rakshati iti patram, that which protects. So you keep something also in patram. Or hide something. That's what our mother used to do growing up. When something is made at home, some sweets, and there are several, I'm not the only one. And so she has some calculation in her mind, so many laddus are made, each one will get. But you don't have patience to wait that long. So mother will hide this thing so that I won't find it. If we are cleverer than her, she will put something at a place which you never suspect. In patra. So patra is that hides something. Something in which something is stored or hidden. So here patra is in a sense of something that hides. Satyasya mukham apihitam patrena. Hiranya means gold. Hiranmayena patrena, by the golden patra, by the golden veil. Satyasya mukham apihitam. Mukham, the face of Satya, the truth of Ishvara, apihitam, is hidden. By a golden veil, the face of Lord, your face is hidden by a golden veil. So when you look at the sun, bright sun, then we cannot see his true nature. So he has been meditating upon sun for the whole of his life. If you want to see the sun at the time of departure, you will be able to see his benign form. So here the bhakta is praying to sun. Please reveal before me your benign form. Right now you are so bright and my eyes are, therefore is blinded by your effulgence, by your splendor. And therefore, tattvam pushan apavaranu. Tat avaranam, that veil, O pushan, O Surya, apavaranu, please remove that veil for my sake. So bhakta has some kind of as though a right over Bhagavan, I worshipped you the whole of your life. Therefore, I am asking you this as my right. Not like a servant praying to a master, but one who thinks, who is empowered to ask you to do this. Satya dharmaya drushtaye. Satya dharma, I am Satya dharma. The one for whom Satya is the dharma. Now, Satya can mean truth, meaning one who has been truthful whole of his life. Satya also is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam also means Paramatma. Satya Dharma means one for whom Paramatma has been Dharma. Which way? All actions are performed as an offering to Paramatma. All meditations are performed, Paramatma is worship. So Satya Dharma, one for whom Satya or Satya Swarup Paramatma has been the very focus of his life. An ideal bhakta who is totally devoted to Ishvara and ever, whatever he does, so yat karoshi, yad asnasi, yad juhoshi, dadasi yat. Lord Krishna says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you make offerings, whatever penance you perform, whatever you do, tat kurusha madarpanam. Here, Arjuna, you make it, you perform in such a manner that it becomes an offering to me. Offering is the bhavana. Because action is, whatever I eat, drink, walk, talk, whatever I do, it is done with the bhavana or the attitude that may this please the Lord. Anena Parameshwara Priyatam. So this is how the priests do the sankalpa. We also do that may the Lord be pleased by this action. So if this is the bhavana, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in homa, whatever you offer as dhanam, anything you do it in such a manner that it becomes an offering to me. So this is how an ideal bhakta has been doing his, living his life. Satya dharma. Satya has been my dharma. So my actions also are all devoted to Satya. My thoughts also, by way of meditation, are also centered on Satya. Satya dharma drushte. Drushte, fourth case of the word drushti. Drushti means darshanam. Darshanam, for me to have your darshanam. I am not an ordinary one. Satya dharma, meaning that you have always been the focus in my life. So I am not begging you like a beggar. I am essentially asking you as the one who is empowered to ask because I am Satya Dharma, therefore I deserve to ask for this. That's what Bhashyakara says. That I am not, Satya upasanat satyam dharma yasya saha. So, this I am asking as my right. So, please remove the veil that is hiding your face. We can interpret that as a prayer to Paramatma, who is my own self. Oh Lord, your face, your Swarupa is veiled, hidden by the veil of ignorance. And the sense of ahambhava, ignorance, causes the identification of body-mind complex and therefore creates aham or sense of individuality. So as long as I take ahankara to be my swarupa or nature, so long the true nature is hidden from me. So ahankara, which is my conclusion about me that I am so and so, that very conclusion hides the very truth from me. Because truth cannot, it self-effulgent, cannot be hidden. The rope is right in front of me. What hides the rope from me is my conclusion, this is a snake. It is this notion that this is a snake, it really what hides the rope from my perception. So what needs to go is this notion, this is a snake. So what is hiding the truth of myself from my perception, from my vision, from my knowledge is my wrong conclusion, the ahankara. Oh Lord, the ahankara, the I notion arising from identification with the body-mind complex, that is my notion, conclusion, perception of myself, which is what is depriving me of the knowledge of the true nature of the self. So I've been struggling. But you now remove that. I have done enough. And I think that I am not quite capable of taking care, removing this veil of ahankara. Therefore, you do that. See, bhakta has a right. So Bhagavan says in Bhagavatam that I am controlled by my bhaktas. So these gopis, cowherd maidens can say, so this little Lord Krishna says, may I have some butter? We don't have butter, gone. Can I have some curd? Sorry. Some buttermilk? Well, you can have, but just first dance. Then we'll give you some buttermilk. So this is how the bhakta has as though some kind of a control or right over Bhagavan. In that way, asking, Satya Dharma Drishte, for I who has always been devoted to you, devoted to Satya, devoted to Paramatma, and that devotion which I have expressed by way of my actions, my meditations, my life, is all centered around you. Drishte, for me to see you, please remove the veil of ahankara. That's the primary veil, because that's a notion that hides the truth of my truth self. Then further, the prayer continues. In this 16th mantra, the devotee addresses the Ishtadevata by various names. Each name in a way describes a glory. All name is for describing the glory of the naming. So when you even utter, say, Vishnu Sahasranama, right? Each name or nama describes the glory of the Lord. So that is why in all cultures, and Vedic culture also, therefore, this recital of names is a very important sadhana. In every culture, every tradition, there is a rosary and they repeat the name. So here we find that the bhakta is now addressing the Lord by various names. So let us read that mantra 16. I will recite one word at a time. Pushan Ekarshe Yama Surya Prajapatya. Each one of these Sambodhana Prasama. Sambodhana means it is addressing the Lord. It's in all Sambodhana, 8 cases, the Sambodhana Prasama case. So, these 4 words are uttering and describing the Lord, His glories. Then comes the prayer. Vyuha Rashmin Samuhate Jaha. Vyuha Rashmin says that please remove your Rashmi or the rays. Rashmi means rays. Rashmin. Vyuha. Please gather up your rays. Samuha Tejaha. So please remove your rays and gather up your dazzle, because I am not able to see you. Because of dazzling rays, I cannot see you, and therefore remove your rays and gather up your dazzle, so that the sun becomes like moon. When can we see? Only when the sun is very benign like moon. Sun also is good, but still sun is dazzling, and therefore it gives you santap or heat. It tortures you. So sun is good, but moon is even better. Because moon also does the same thing as sun. Sun dispels darkness, moon also dispels darkness, isn't it? Difference is the sun dispels darkness, but then dazzles my eyes it scorches me, the moon it pleases me. So very often the bhaktas, the poets like to compare Ishvara with moon rather, not with sun, but moon also. Because moon also dispels darkness and also gives me pleasure. So Vyuharasmin Samuha Tejaha, please remove your rays, gather your dazzle. For what purpose? Yatte Rupam Kalyanatamam Tatte Pashyami. Yatte Kalyanatamam Rupam. Kalyanatamam, most auspicious form of yours, most benign form of yours. I want to see your most benign form, most auspicious form. Your form that is showering the blessing or grace upon me. So I want the shower of grace rather than shower of this dazzling rays. Yatte Kalyanatamam Rupam, that which is the most auspicious form of yours, most benign form of yours. Tatte Pashyami. Literally means I see. But the meaning of Apashyani, may I see your most benign form. Pashyani. May I, so that I may see your most auspicious and benign form. Therefore, please remove your rays and gather your dazzle so that I can see the most benign, auspicious, pleasing form of yours. So this is what we can tell ourselves also. First was the veil of ignorance. This ignorance further causes other rays which are scorching us. What are they? When ahankara or sense of individuality is there, this ahankara judges everything that it comes in contact with. And judgment is, when I come in contact with somebody or something, then one judgment is, it is favorable or unfavorable. We divide the world into these categories: favorable, unfavorable. Anukulam, pratikulam. This is what ahankara does. Anukulam, favor, I like it. Pratikulam, unfavorable, I dislike it. So these likes and dislikes are the result of my judgment. What I like is the result of my judgment that this is favorable, and I dislike that for which I have judgment is unfavorable. But this is the nature of ahankara. Like that Bhasmasura. Wherever the Bhasmasura touches, it turns red to ash. The ahankara also, wherever it touches, it turns something to ash, meaning that it doesn't see the true nature and brands it. Desirable, undesirable, likable, dislikable, favorable, unfavorable. Doesn't stop there. When judges, this is likable, favorable, I want it. Or I love it, I hate it. So love and hatred, attachment, aversion are the rays of ahankara. So like the rays of sun are scorching us, so also these rays of ragadveshas of ahankara also constantly scorching me. And Lord, whole life I am struggling with ragadvesha. To remove them, I can't do that, so you please do. So earlier mantra said, you please remove the ahankara. This mantra says, these rays of ahankara, in the form of the ragadveshas, attachment, aversions, so you please gather them up, fold them up, remove. Because as long as my mind is under the influence of ragadvesha, I cannot see what is. Mind under the influence of ragadvesha, projecting mind. So I project likable, favorable where it is not, unfavorable. World is what it is. This favorable, unfavorable, likable, dislike are my subjective views. This is my personal opinion. If there is something called favorable, then everybody should like it, isn't it? If there is some entity, then everybody should dislike it. What I like, somebody dislikes. What somebody likes, I dislike. So that means this is called subjective viewpoint or my projection. So what ahankara does, it projects. So ragadveshas project. And that is what is scorching me. They are torturing me. Just as the scorching rays of sun torture me, so the rays of ahankara, ragadvesha are torturing me. So you please remove them. I have tried enough. Because as long as ragadvesha, I can't see you in your benign form, in your true nature. Yat te rupam kalyanatamam tatte pashyami, so that your most benign, most auspicious form that I can see. For that, you please withdraw your rays, gather up your effulgence, and meaning that, please remove ragadvesha, please remove ahankara, which is the veil, so that the kalyanatamam rupam, most benign form, most auspicious form, aham brahmasmi, anandosmi, that ananda swarupa I can see. So if I depart with that knowledge, this is what I become. So what is that most auspicious form? What is the most benign form of the Lord? Last one. Yosavaso purushaha sohamasmi yaha asau. The word asau is twice, by the way. Yaha asau, asau pushu. So asavasau is what? Asau. Yaha asau, asau purushaha saha ahamasmi. Asau, that one. So that purusha. So this is called vipsa. When we repeat something, it stands for everything. So house to house such, they say, Not two houses, every house is such. So asau, not only two. You who is the self of all. You who is this, you are this. So asau purushaha. So again the word purusha is used for here the Lord, Son or the Lord or the Self. So purnatva or purnat purushaha, one that fills up everything is called purusha. So each Paramatma fills up everything. In what way? By imparting satta sfurti, that every object is asti bhati priyam. So every name and form is filled up, is made meaningful, is made useful by providing asti bhati priyam. So pat ghata asti bhati priyah, patah asti bhati priyah. So Satchidananda Swarup Paramatma or Satyam Jnanam Anantam or Asti Bhati Priya, this Paramatma imparts Satta and Sfurti, the existence and intelligence to everything. In that sense, he fills up this pot. Not only clay fills up the Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Paramatma fills up everything. Therefore, it's called Purna. Or Purishayanat Purna. Puri is the city because he is indweller of all the cities, in the indwelling self. That also is called Purusha. So you asau Purusha, that cosmic person, asau Purusha, this individual person. Sohamasmi, this one also reveals the, or one that is self of all. That's what I am. Self of all means Brahman. I am the self of all. I am Brahman. So this is your most auspicious benign form. Please reveal that to me. So this is what I want to see. I want to see the identity between the you and I, Brahman and the self. No, this is what this bhakta has been doing. It's not that all of a sudden at the end he starts saying this. This is the kind of life that he has been living. When you get exposed to the teaching and realize what possibilities there are in our life, what our life can lead us to, that this is a possibility, this is a potential. The potential that I can become all. I can become all inclusive. By giving up these notions which are there from this, ahankara, mamakara, from identification, by viveka, vairagya, by the atma vichara, through shravanam, mananam, this is a potential that is there, this is a reality. And only thing deprives me of this reality is my ignorance and the various notions caused by that. So, this is a possibility which is there in our life. You can be infinite. That you are infinite. But also, first is becoming and then is knowing. The karma yoga, upasana is becoming. Becoming vast, becoming large, becoming generous, becoming contributor, becoming a giver, including others, including more and more, living an inclusive life. So that living life becomes a process of knowing the truth of life. So living the life, so first mantra told us truth of life, that what is Ishvara. Second mantra says that, hey, keep that Ishvara in mind, whatever you do, offer to him. And whatever thing you think, bhavana also him. Make that Ishvara as a very kendra, a very center of your life. And so, ultimate result is, yo savaso purusha soham asmi, I am the self of all. Meaning that the I is no more confined to this one. The I includes all. I see everyone as nothing but myself. Meaning that this costume is no more now real to me. And just as I appreciate the one wearing this costume, I equally appreciate one wearing each costume. So you don't have to separately do things. When you work with ourselves, recognize that the one manifesting through this costume is self-consciousness, then it's obvious that's the self, So this is a prayer. Now comes the answer to various questions that are asked in satsang. Because death is something very important for a person's life. So what happens at the time of death, Swamiji? What happens after death? Well, or how should the death be? That should be questioned really. Rather than what happens after death. How should a death be? And as Lord Krishna says, Sada tad bhava bhavitaha, what happens to me at the time of death is the result of the way I have lived my life. It cannot be that something suddenly happens at the time of death. It is the summation of the life that I have lived. So now again, the prayer of the person who is dying, that is in the 17th mantra. Vayuranilamamrutam athedam bhasmantam shariram om krato smara krutam smara krato smara krutam smara. Vayu anilam amrutam. One sentence. Vayu means the air. Anilam also means air. So Vayu, Anila, Amrutam means immortal. Amrutam, Anilam, immortal air. So Vayu means this Vayu here, my Vayu, Prana Vayu, or my subtle body. The Vayu means Prana, the life breath, and that is the principal one in the subtle body. Therefore, by the word Vayu is meant my life force, by which is meant my subtle body. Anilam Amrutam. Anil also means Vayu, cosmic Vayu. Why cosmic? Amrutam. So, the Anilam is given the adjective Amrutam, immortal. So, my Vayu may it become immortal Vayu, meaning that my Vayu Sukshma Sharira may it merge into the cosmic Sukshma Sharira. May this Jivatma Sukshma Sharira merge into Hiranyagarbha, in the cosmic Sukshma Sharira. That's what he wants, because, see, merging into Hiranyagarbha is reaching Brahmaloka. So this Upasaka's aspiration is, that's the highest achievement of any karma and upasana, is to reach Brahmaloka. For an Upasaka, for a seeker of knowledge to become Brahma. So Brahmana Lokaha Brahmaloka or Brahmaiva Lokaha Brahmaloka. But here the Upasaka says, Vayu, Anilam, Amrutam, may my individual Vayu, may my subtle body merge into the cosmic subtle body, into Hiranyagarbha, meaning that may go to Brahmaloka. So may I reach Brahmaloka. Om ityekaksharam Brahma vyaharan mamanusmaran yah prayati tyajandeyam sayati parama. This 8th chapter, this is the subject matter of 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Of how to die. How do the yogis, Lord, remember you at the time of death? And so Lord Krishna prescribes that, basically yoga in the 8th chapter. So may my subtle body merge into cosmic subtle body. Bhasmantam shariram. Shariram, the gross body. Bhasmantam, of which anta or the culmination is bhasma. May this body turn to ashes. This is my cremation. Now, what is said here is that may my body turn to ashes. Now, this is a prayer on the part of someone who has been performing the Agnihotra, the karma every day. In Agnihotra karma, the married couple gives 2 ahutis to fire in the morning, 2 ahutis in the evening. Meaning that this sadhaka has lived a whole life making offerings to Agni or fire. So now this becomes also a prayer. Earlier was prayer to Agni, Aditya, upon he was meditating. And this is now prayer of fire with the help of whom he was meditating. So, O Lord, whole life I have made offerings to you. May this become my last offering. So cremation is the last offering of this bhakta. Now, this is the last thing I am offering. May this body become the last offering to you. So, this is the idea behind cremation. That cremation is a religious process of making offering to Agni. And Agni stands for the Devata whom I have worshipped. So, therefore, it is offering to Lord. So these questions of this organ donation, body donation, etc., might perhaps militate against this idea that if the body is not offered finally into fire, then this bhavana that the cremation is a process of making my last offering. So this is what is the idea behind cremation. But then you can as well argue that Swamiji organ donation also is offering. People offer the whole body also. So, in as much as in donation also the spirit of offering is involved, we might say that even offering the body for the well-being of the society can also be called offering. In which case that also can be condoned. I mean, this is my view. Because the body can be more useful. So the body, I'm not suggesting any, I'm just in answer to the question that I asked, what organ donation, then also there is this spirit of offering. So just as cremation involves the spirit of offering my body, the last offering, so also you can say that the organ donation also can be compared to an offering, but that the donor himself should decide. Somebody asks Swamiji, somebody says, the children says, we want to offer our mother's body. I say, ask mother. She should have said, you can't decide for her. This must be decided by the person when the person is conscious, in the right sense, and with a deliberation declares that I want this organ or this body to be donated. We cannot decide, we will offer this body. I say, you can't do that. Somebody asked me, can we offer our mother's body? You can't. Has she told you to do? So this must be offering of that person. Not you offer what belongs to somebody else. Anyway, that's by the way. So if there is this bhavana of offering, then we should take into confidence the very person, that person offers, you do not offer. In any case, I said just to be broad-minded, even organ donation also can be considered as an offering. In that sense, we may say that we are not violating the spirit of scripture of cremation. But that's one's choice. So, in short, the Upanishad says that the cremation is the last offering of the bhakta to Agni or to the Ishvara, the last offering. Next line says, Om Krato Smara, Kratam Smara, Krato Smara, Kratam Smara. Now, Krato is the Sambodhana Prasama. Of word Kratu. Hey Kratu, Smara, please remember. Now, Kratu generally means the yaga. Kratu means a homa. Yajna also and Kratu also. But here, any homa, yaga is done, before that you do a sankalpa. So, Kratu also means sankalpa. And sankalpa is done in mind, therefore here the word Kratu stands for the mind. Hey Krato Smara, oh my mind, please remember. What? Krutam Smara, whatever good deeds you have done, oh mind, please remember all the good that you have done. Krato Smara, Krutam Smara. Second Kratu stands for the Agni, in whose presence all the karmas have been performed. He Agni Devata, you are the witness of all that I have done. You please remember what all I have done. O mind, please remember what all you have done. He Agni, you now remember also what all I have done. And that's how he wants to depart from this body. When he is departing, what path does he want to take? So last mantra says, Agnena supatharaye Agnena supatharaye asman Vishwani devayunani vidvan Yodhyasmajjuhuranamenaha Bhuisthante namuktim vidhema Hey Agni, you have been the witness of all what I have done, because all karmas are, Vedic karmas are all performed as offerings to Agni, who represents all the devatas. He Agni, Naya Supathar Asman Supathar Raye Naya. Naya, please lead. As it is Agrigami is called Agni, one who leads is called Agni. Agre Nayate iti Agni. He Agni, you are the leader. So Asman Supatha Rayana. Third case Supatha. By Sustu Patha means that by the good mark. Apparently there are two paths when we depart. One is the Dakshinayana, other is Uttarayana. Third is for, but those who have lived virtuous life. For those who have lived virtuous life, but Sakama, they have performed Vedic karma all right, but with a desire. So they will go along the southern solstice, go to the Svarga or wherever and come back. Tatra Chandra samyogi prapya nivartate. So Bhagavad Gita says that there are two paths in this life, and one is what? Ekena avruti anyaya ekena anavrutanya vartate punah. One is a path through which one returns, other is a path through one which one does not return. Agnihi, Jyotihi, etc. So the path of brightness. Dhumo, Ratri, Tatha, Krishna, path of darkness. So one who lived life of Nishkama karma can be said to have lived the life of brightness. One who lived life of Sakama karma can be said to have lived the path of darkness. Both are virtuous people. But whether you have, what attitude you have, decide whether your life is Prakashmaya or Andhakarmaya. So Agni Jyoti, so Agni is also the presiding deity of the Uttarayana, Lord Krishna. Agni Jyoti Ahashuklaha. He Agni, you are the witness of all that we have done, so please lead us through the right path, through virtuous path. We do not want to go through Dakshinayana, the southern sources, from which Ekaya Yatyana Anyaya Vartate Puna. I don't know Avruti. Then I have done. Gone to Swarga, come back. Gata Gatam Kama Kama Labhante. Lord Krishna says this, those who live life as motivated by desires, Gata Gatam. Go to Swarga, come back. Go to Swarga, come back. So this is like the go round. Now that I have done enough, I don't want that. I am tired of that. So Supatharayana, please lead us to the path of no return. So Uttarayana Marga, the southern northern solstice by which you reach Brahmaloka, from where there is no return. So please lead us through this auspicious path of no return, so that we can reach Brahmaloka, Adityaloka, our Ishtadevata, become one with him. Now, this Bhakta is quite conscious about his qualification. Vishwani, so Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan. Oh Lord, you know all our Vayunani, you know all our karma and the bhavanas. So you are the witness, and therefore you know what all karma we have performed, what all bhavanas we have entertained, you know it. And Bhakta says, if you have to go legal path, meaning that you only give what I deserve, then I will never be able to reach it. We need some grace in our life. So Ishvara has to do something. Our Swamiji's experience was traveling from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. And in the olden days, you reach that last moment and now realize that, oh, there is a big, long queue for security check, and there is no way he can get this flight. So he was given up, waiting in the line. So an agent came. Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad. This way, this way, this way. So Ahmedabad, I'm in Ahmedabad. He led to specially thing and was escorted all the way to the plane. So this also can happen. That's called grace. Because if I have to stand in line and I have to forget all the karmas that I perform, you are going to treat me by nyaya, by that rule, I will never reach. Long queue. So I need a special favor. Brahmaloka, Brahmaloka, Brahmaloka. Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan. Hey Deva, O Lord, you know all our Vayunani, you know all our karma. So, Rai, for the enjoyment of the karma that we have done, karma phala, you please lead us to the auspicious path because you are the knower of all our deeds. So, one final favor you give us. Says, second line, Yayodhi asmat juhuranam enaha. Asmani asmakam. Asmakam juhuranam enaha yayodhi. Enaha sin, papa karma. Juhuranam vicious karma. Yayodhi, please destroy. You please remove or destroy all our sinful actions. Otherwise, there is no way that I have to stand in long line and I have to feel, I have to experience the result of all those actions. I will never get there, never catch the flight. And therefore, you please remove all the heinous crimes that we have performed. You see, human being is human being. However sincere we are, and however virtuous we are, there are times that we do things that are not, when we act out of anger, for example. Whatever is done out of anger is going into a violent action, will hurt somebody by my words, by my deeds, by my intentions. So there is anger, sometimes greed, raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha. Unfortunately, these things are there. So whenever one of them takes over my mind, lust or anger or greed, and similar things like jealousies, hatred, etc., then whatever I do is going to be hurtful to somebody towards whom the action is performed. It may hurt them by my words, by my action, by my thoughts. And Lord, I can't claim to be perfect. There have been times when anger has taken over me, greed has taken over me, this has taken over me, asuras have taken over me, some asuri vrittis are there, you know that. Meaning that, therefore, I know that there are many vicious deeds, and over how many lives God knows, but then they are all there in my account. You please remove them. That's the way it's, you please just remove all the vicious actions which are there in my account. Then that is how I can be led to the auspicious path and I can reach the destination, Brahmaloka. So you can pray, Lord, you remove my sins. It is Bhakta is praying here. I performed the sin, I did. I'm helpless. See, a sin is performed out of helplessness. Nobody hurts somebody else willingly. You don't know Swamiji. People plan. There are premeditated actions of hurting somebody. Let us leave aside them for the moment. But generally speaking, a normal person, we do not willingly hurt somebody. We cannot willingly become angry. We hurt when there is anger, etc. So in the olden days, Puja Swamiji would invite the audience. Come on, get angry. Get angry. See, you don't smile. I'm saying, get angry. You are smiling at me. Isn't that strange? Please get angry. I cannot deliberately get angry. Understand? So anger, where kama, krodha, lobha, which are said to be my enemies, I cannot deliberately be a wrong, bad person. I cannot deliberately be dishonest. I cannot deliberately hurt anybody. Although you like to criticize others, dishonesty and this and all, you can criticize. But all actions which violate the order are all performed out of helplessness. A person is helplessly angry, helplessly vicious. If you don't do what you sinner, helplessly sinner. But everybody loves goodness, nobody loves evil. Everybody loves truth and honesty, that everybody loves. That's the natural love we have. Then why do I tell lies? Why do I act like this? Out of helplessness. So when some evil tendencies take over me, so they are there. Therefore, when I was controlled in the past by these tendencies, I must have violated values, I'm sure. So there may be many sins in my account. So you remove them. But so we should know that we can't be perfect, but there are these vasanas there are some raga dveshas are there, and sometimes they take over. As long as I'm in my right mind, so long you don't see me angry. And usually, that is in public, I try to be. So, Swami, you conquered anger. And, well, only Sthita Prajna can have conquered everything. Anyway, regardless of that, all I am saying is that these things are therefore, my point was that the violent actions are not done deliberately. Any violent action is done out of helplessness. So helplessly I may have done many things. And there you please remove them. Yodhi asmat or asmakam juhuranam enaha, please remove, eliminate all my vicious deeds so that my path is clear. And what is the last offering I can make? Bhuisthante nama uktim vidhema. Bhuishtham, again and again. Nama uktim, the words of salutation. Now I am not even able to I am not able to make offering to, I can't even lift my hand in namaskara. The dying man. I can't even utter words, namaha. Oh, so anyway, so nama uktim, I offer my salutations to you. If I can talk, all right, otherwise in my mind, I depart with a namaskara, salutation to you, surrender to you. The Brahmanas will say, namaha, na mama iti namaha. That's how, grammatically it may not be so, but it is often said, na mama. So, indrasyeti na mama, Indraya swaha, indrasyedam na mama. This offering to Indra, this belongs to Indra, doesn't belong, that is called offering. I gave to Indra and then still remember, wait a minute, when are you going to return that to me? So giving somebody means, no mama, I give up my ownership. So the Brahmanas interpret namaha as na mama. Grammatically they can tell us, but namaha is na mama. Means it's not mine. So namaha, nothing is mine. Everything is yours. That is called. So offering is what? Giving up the false sense of ownership. Really, I don't own anything, but I said this is mine, that is mine. I call this thing as mine. And this thing is mine. Does this thing call me that I am yours? I recently purchased, very expensive shoes. My shoes. I can write my name also. When somebody deliberately puts on their shoes and walks away, these stupid shoes don't say, I'm not yours, I'm Swamiji's. Doesn't say that. It's a one-way street, isn't it? I call the thing as mine. That doesn't identify with me. So this is just notion that we have that this is mine. Na mama. It's not mine. Nothing is mine. Ma grudha, kasyas vidyanam. Kasyas vidyanam. Whom does the wealth belong? Doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to Ishvara. And therefore my salutation, surrender to you. And thus this is the Upanishad concludes with Namaha. Bhuishtham te nama uktim vidhema. Bhagavad Gita, Lord Arjuna also, when overcome with emotion, Namaha, Namaha, Namaha. Namah purastad apushtataste. Namostute sarvadeva sarva. Arjuna says to Lord Krishna, he is overwhelmed with emotion, recognizes what grace Lord is showering. I asked Lord, please can you describe your glories? Sure. Can you show me your cosmic form? Sure. Have you seen Lord? Bhakta says, will you please describe your glories? Yes, yes, I will. Can you show me your cosmic form? Yes, sure. Now this kind of, what can Arjuna do? Namah purastad athapushthataste. Salutation to you in the front and the back, all sides, 1,000 times, again and again, namaskara. Namo nedisthaya, priyadavadavishthaya chanama. This stotra called Mahimna stotra, where also the stotrakara concludes in Namah. Namo nedisthaya, priyadavadavishthaya te namaha. Namo varshisthaya. The one who is far out to you, my namaskara, one who is close to you, my namaskara, one who is old, one who is young, namaskara, namaskara, namaskara. Thus this text also concludes with namaskara. So this is Bhakti Yoga. See the spirit of Bhakta. Jnana Yoga, not that Bhakti Yoga is different, but Bhakti Yoga means, why do they call it Bhakti Yoga? But Swami didn't like this word Bhakti Yoga. It's all Karma Yoga. That's true. But this is also karma. Upasana is Bhakti Yoga, also manasa karma. But a special kind of karma. So when you do your daily activities, yes, that is spirit of worship. When you do special actions, like puja, archana, chanting, then there is a focused offering. When you do all these daily activities, anyway, you listen to the classes, for example, while cooking, listen to the classes. That's a diluted listening, isn't it? But then, when you give, a quality time to Ishvara, in Karma Yoga, you are giving time to Ishvara, but a diluted time. I listen to all while driving and while walking and while cooking, and that's good. Something is better than nothing, but best is that you take time out, 1 hour or whatever time, in your room, close your room, imagine it's a classroom, open the book, and listen as though in a classroom, and follow like this. So that would be a quality time given to Ishvara. So there's bhakti, bhakta gives quality time. Karma yogi gives, but there is a diluted time because he is busy with a lot of karma and a lot of other things also have to be thought about. While you are at the altar, there is nothing else distracting you. In that sense, although bhakti yoga is not a separate yoga, but it is a setup where all my bhava, the devotion, have an opportunity to express themselves without other distraction. Otherwise, in karma yoga, some bell will ring, telephone will ring, this is ring, that, etc. So these things are there. Here, no distraction. So that is why a special act of offering can be called bhakti. Karma yoga is act of offering, all right. But when you spend quality time with Ishvara, and therefore you have an opportunity to entertain that spirit of offering, they call it bhakti yoga, although it's not a separate, but bhakti where this spirit predominates in your karma. So in that sense, these 4 mantras can be called the expression of bhakta. So not only does it at the end, it is imagined that he has been doing this throughout his life also. So thus the prayer of a dying person also teaches us how our mind should be prayerful. Our Puji Swami used to say, live a prayerful life. So let prayer pervade as much as possible all that we do. As I said yesterday, because everything is grace, we are blessed all the moments by so much favor. And in recognition, sense of gratefulness, gratitude. And prayer is, in prayer I accept that I am a needy person and He is the one who can fulfill my need. In prayer there is Shraddha. I have a trust that my prayer is listened to. Someone listens to my prayer. Who is Ishvara? That He is Sarvajna, omniscient. He is omnipotent, all-powerful. Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman. Sarvajna, omniscient, meaning that He knows what I am praying, He knows what I want. Not only that, knowing is not enough. Sarvashakti, He is capable of giving me what I need, Somebody comes, Swami, can you give me ₹1,00,000 rupees? I know what you want, but I can't do that. So sometimes knowing may be there, but you may not have the capability of fulfilling that. I may have lakhs of rupees, still I may not give, because I don't have that mind to give, So knowing is required, power, capability is required, and compassion. He is a Krupalo, He is Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman, and Krupalo meaning a benevolent Lord. Then only He deserves our prayer, or then only our prayers will become successful. So when we pray, we have trust that Ishvara is like that. And I am needy and He can fulfill my need. Yes, there is duality. But this is duality which in course of time will erase the duality. In a pole world, you use that pole to ultimately transcend the pole, drop it. So also all these, offering, etc., karma yoga, bhakti is all like that pole. Helps us lift. You drop it, and then you contemplate Atma Vichara, Ishavasyopanishad Sarvam. So in that sense, this Upanishad is a complete text. Only 18 mantras. Although the Mandukya has 12 mantras, the shortest, but this is complete one. Mandukya is, that's why Bhashyakara calls it Prakarana Grantha, Because it addresses nothing against or, but now we are discussing this, so we should praise this. That's a general style. When we talk of Mandukya, we may do it differently. But when we are doing this Upanishad, you can see how this is a complete text. Gives us essentially all the aspects of the sadhana that we need. And that is how Ishavasyopanishad goes with Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Upasana, Bhakti Yoga. And how the prayers should be, how life should be prayerful. What should be the nature of prayer? As the prayer presupposes that there is someone who listens to my prayer, who knows, who is capable, who is benevolent. I accept my neediness also. I accept that I am needy, he is superior, I am inferior. Then is an acceptance of reality of life and humility. The person who performs prayer is a humble person. You can't be arrogant and I don't pray anyway. No, you may not. But more we recognize our neediness, our limitations, more humble we become. Out of humility and out of Shraddha, the Bhakta performs the prayer. So in that sense, this is the prayer or Bhakti. And with that, the Upanishad concludes here. And we also pray that our life becomes prayerful. That also requires prayer. But there are so many distractions and so many agendas are there that prayer very often does not have an opportunity to register itself in my mind. Oh, I'm supposed to pray. And so we pray that the life becomes prayerful. with an awareness of Ishvara. As you said earlier, awareness of His grace, recognition of my needs, and if you have to pray, if you want to beg from somebody, beg one who can fulfill your needs. Here is one fakir, is a Muslim monk, Once he went to Emperor Akbar. Akbar had assigned certain time where anybody can come and, ask for what they need. So this fakir also went there. He was asked to, stay in the room, outside room. The emperor is inside, performing his prayers. The Akbar came out, concluding prayers. He saw that fakir walking away. He said, "Hey, why are you walking away? You came here with some, with some need. Why are you walking away? I just heard that you are also asking him. So why not I ask him directly? Why should I ask you?" Meaning a beggar doesn't beg from beggars. You beg from someone who doesn't need to beg. And that's the only one. Ishvara is the only one. And therefore, Namoktim Vidayama, I salute you, please do this for me, please remove these obstacles, make my path clear. Because he is capable and also he is benevolent. And thus responds to the prayer. Now this is a matter of Shraddha. Ishvara is like this. Ishvara, Saguna Brahma is very much a matter of Shraddha. Nirvishesha Brahma is matter of knowledge. But that Brahman, Ishvara is omniscient, omnipotent, and then he is benevolent. This calls for Shraddha. How do you call the Ishvara benevolent, Swami? Where is that in their life? How much hunger is there? How much conflict is there? There are so many complaints about the world. And how do you say Ishvara is like that? It's like going to a village. Every village has a dumping place for garbage. You know that? So you go to the village and go there. This is what village is. Is not, you are describing all the evils in the universe. You think that's all the universe is or what? It's all evil, that's all it is. No, there is a lot of goodness also in the world, is it not so? People say, what will happen to the world? Nothing will happen. No, there is enough dharma. Otherwise, you see, the one that sustains is called dharma. That universe is sustained means that there is something sustaining that is dharma. Of course, the media highlights all adharma, sensation, etc. And we think that that's all there is in the world. There is war going on. Some place, that doesn't mean war is going on in the whole universe. Some war is going on, conflict is going on. That's all there is or what? That's what they report because that is sensational. They'll give you the TRP, what do they call them? So that is why. But that is not everything about the world. That's one part. People go to temples and criticize, Indian temples are so dirty. So somebody asked them, do you go to temple as a devotee or as a sanitary inspector? What attracts your attention? Depends on your own mind, isn't it? But anyway, there is enough goodness and dharma in the universe, and it's for us to take a note of that. No need to get frustrated, disappointed. Swami, there's nothing in life now, nothing in the world is going to hell. No, it's not going. So there is Ishvara. And he is aware of what's going on. Anyways, so this is how the Shraddha. So Saguna Brahma or Ishvara is a matter of Shraddha. Nirvishesha Brahma is a matter of knowledge, because myself. See, knowledge is because I'm already experienced. Knowledge is understanding experience. Understand? That's called knowledge. So the experience of the apple falling. What is knowledge? Understanding that experience that there is gravity. So people don't know what is knowledge. Understanding the experience is called knowledge. Knowledge presupposes experience. Otherwise, knowledge of what? This debate about knowledge and experience. What do you mean? They're not synonyms. Knowledge is of what you are experiencing. What is science? It explains our experience, is not so? Various laws are there explaining what we are experiencing. We are already experiencing Brahman. So understand what we are experiencing, that's what Upanishad, Vedanta teaches. That what is this Brahman, what you are experiencing is. So understand what you are experiencing. You are experiencing yourself, understand what is that. Experience universe, understand that. So understanding what we are experiencing is called knowledge. If let that become clear, because every experience and debate knowledge constantly going on. Knowledge is understanding experience, meaning that experience is already there. What is experience is Ishvara. His experience is self. So understand that. So that is knowledge, and this is preparation for that knowledge. So with that prayer we conclude here that we become prayerful and grateful, aware of Ishvara's grace, recognizing the priorities in life. We don't get distracted and that unimportant things become important. We get distracted. Let important things remain important so that the priorities are clear. And so that our prayers are also, we pray all the time, but prayer goes to what is important to me. So if this becomes important, then that becomes the object of prayer. So that is also a prayer. That our prayers be right, in the right, to right entity, for the right reason, for the right purpose. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.